In this video, we'll look at how to do the Italian cast on. It's great to know that the technique is the same even though if you're working in 1x1 or 2x2 ribbing. The difference if you're working in 2x2 ribbing, you need to do a setup step after casting on. So with the Italian cast on, you cast on knit and purl stitches directly, which makes the cast on edge a bit more seamless and neat compared to a regular long tail cast on, which you can see here. And especially on the wrong side of the garment, you can see that the Italian cast on looks the same, while the long tail cast on you get these kind of lumps. Doing the Italian cast off is really worth it, and it's not as difficult as it may sound. So when doing the Italian cast on, you need a yarn tail, and of course the amount is different with how many stitches you need to cast on, but for small garments like mittens or scarves, you usually don't need a lot. But I'm pulling out maybe half an arm's length just to be sure. The first thing you want to do is to place your needle under your yarn tail. And now I have my yarn tail closest to me and the skein away from me. I place my index finger and my thumb between the two strands of yarn and hold them like this. So I'm going to treat this as the first knit stitch. So that means I'm now casting on a purl stitch. And to cast on a purl stitch, I go above the top thread and under both of them before bringing the needle up, down in the middle, and above. And now you can see that you have something that looks like a purl stitch. So now I have a knit stitch and a purl stitch. And to cast on a knit stitch, I take my needle under the bottom strand of yarn, into the middle, above the top one, and then below both of them, like this. Then I get a knit stitch. Casting on a purl stitch, going above the top thread and under both of them, bringing the needle up and under the top thread, which makes another purl stitch. Now we can kind of see the beginning of the structure, which is a knit, and a purl stitch. Continuing, casting on a knit stitch, knit stitch, and a purl stitch. And then I'm just continuing doing this until I have as many stitches as the pattern states, and then stopping when I've casted on almost all the stitches. I just have one stitch left, and when casting on the last stitch, it's usually a purl stitch, or if it's not a purl stitch, it's a selvage or edge stitch, which also can be casted on as a purl stitch. So the last stitch, you will just hold the yarn tail which is closest to you to secure it, and then taking the yarn tail that is around the needle and furthest away from you, and just doing a kind of loop which you place on the needle and tighten. So we will treat the last stitch here as a purl stitch, which also secures the yarn tails after casting on. So that is a step-by-step on the Italian cast on. You can also see a video on how to do double knitting and how to set up your Italian cast on for 2x2 ribbing.